The tool palette is docked by default. And that's because most of what we're going to do, 95% of the basic stuff, all lives and dies in that tool palette. All right, so before I even go to load my mesh in, there's a few things I'm going to do to my canvas to make it a little bit nicer for me. The first thing I'm going to do is go to Document, New Document. You may notice on yours you have a little like flat gray area around your canvas, right? Does anybody notice that? Yeah. If you do Document, New Document, it's going to resize your canvas to fit your available screen. So if you're on a real big screen, it's going to resize your canvas automatically to fit that screen. The next thing I'm going to do is really just my personal preference. You don't have to do this, but I don't like that gradient. So I go into Document, take my range, and just dial that down to 0, just to get rid of that gradient. Now it's nice, even color. All right, so up here in the tool palette, this is how we're going to load and save tools, import and export, meshes, all that kind of fun stuff. Can you guess which button I need to bring that OBJ file from Maya into ZBrush? Fantastic, import, right? Import and export, they go hand in hand. Go ahead and click import. Find that, that OBJ file, and hit open. And boom, the tool palette completely changes itself. Right? Now we got a whole bunch more stuff going on there. You can see that little icon of my oil drum up in the top. Right? So in ZBrush,
where's import? Can you find it?
Import's going to be on the right hand side of the screen, up in the tool palette.
The document.
Go on.
This mesh contains non-standard polygons, 1 to 4 sides. Would you like to split these selection
I
polygons?
mean, you have n-gons on your mesh. So if you want to go back in Maya and fix it, that's cool. If you were doing this for something for your work, I would say definitely go and fix it. For what we're doing here, just tell it to fix it. It'll triangulate it. Not the best option because triangles look smooth on the first subdivision, but it's not going to kind of get you way too much. Cool.
Not letting me click it.
Whoever. Document, and then there's a slider titled range. You just slide it to 0. It sets a 0.5 by default. Oops. Did you go to load or? All right, so as we just kind of bumped into, there's lots of different file formats that ZBrush can deal with in different areas. So you're going to need to be very particular about making sure that the thing you're loading
Up there.
is
So
click on
exit
the
out
right
of this.
import. In this case, we're loading in our
Tool.
mesh. So that's going to be in the tool palette.
Import.
So
And
any
then you should
object,
be
any
able to
mesh that
open
you're
it.
dealing with in ZBrush, ZBrush doesn't call a mesh. It doesn't call an object. It calls it a tool or a subtool. It's really just a fancy way of saying it's either, in this case, it's all of our oil drum, right? Both parts,
No,
or
you're gonna wanna
parts
go to the
of
one
a
that
greater
we
mesh.
saved, the
as a
1802
sub.
oil.
So just keep that in mind. If I ever say load your tool, that just means load your mesh. Cool. Did everybody get their oil drum loaded up in there in the tool palette?
Mine's
What's
red
it doing?
for some reason. Like,
1802 oil drum
Which
Maya
import are you
low.
yeah, that one. So you're gonna click on it and hit open. Why is it waiting? I'm so confused.
Oh yeah, if it's not letting you get that OBJ, make sure you're in the tool palette. Not the document palette, not the alpha palette.
I just have a question. On yours it's white and on mine it's showing red. The object itself.
Interesting. Not mission critical right now. We'll change the material here in a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not sure why it's not doing it.
Yeah.
But we will get into material selection.
Okay.
Alright, has everybody got their oil drum in there now? Yeah? Awesome. Alright, so let's talk about how we can get this actually working. So I'm just going to click and drag on my canvas.
Well,
I've got an oil drum. It's pretty exciting, right? Yeah. Let's just try to do something.
oh wow.
Doesn't really look all that cool, right?
I mean, if it was exploding
Any
anything.
guesses why this happens? Any question?
Yeah, it is.
What's up?
So over the tool palette thing, it gave me all these different like polygons.
Edit, undo.
Where? Where's that? I don't see.
Edit is right between draw and file, right here.
Oh, okay. It's
You
so
need
tiny.
to brighten up your screen too, but
Okay, I just want to make it as. I wanted to make it as middle as possible. Okay. That'll do. I don't care.
there you go.
Yes.
I don't know. I might actually edit and
Try and make it as middle as possible too. It's hard.
Doesn't do us much good. It is not a Z-sphere.
Why does everyone else's look so
You're
thinner?
definitely in the
Like mine
ballpark.
looks fat.
That's how we prevent this pathway. All right, so this happens because ZBrush natively is not a 3D application. Crazy as that, right? The out-of-the-box ZBrush is 2.5D, or pixel plus depth. So I'm just going to hit Command N, Command New Canvas. I'm going to clear the canvas, just get all that garbage off my canvas. I'm going to click and drag one oil drum. Command N.
Command N.
N is in November, New Canvas. All right, so there's one button between us and 3D. We did kind of get tipped off a little bit. Is there a question? Yeah, it is. All right, so up here we have edit button. With how important this is to our workflow, you'd think you'd be half the screen, right? This is the gatekeeper to 3D. Edit mode. If you're not in edit mode, you are not in 3D. So I'm going to hit T, or you can click on the edit mode button. Notice it's orange. Right? Orange. Good. I'm in edit mode. Now 3D. You can also tell you're in 3D because we have this line that goes around our canvas. Pretty cool, right? Now we're in 3D. Finally getting somewhere. Almost
I have
ready
no
to start
idea.
sculpting.
Oh, that's alright.
So I'm going to turn on my floor to my right-hand shelf. That just helps orient myself in 3D space. You don't need the floor on, but until you have an idea of which way is up, down, left, right, turning the floor on is a great way to kind of keep your
Wait,
bearings.
how did
So
you
how did you rotate? Oh, the floor is on the other side.
Where does it say floor?
Up. Floor. Right there.
Okay. How do you go about rotating?
Is it still?
I don't think it is.
Just over here, just clicking directly.
Oh, no, I can't do it. Oh well.
That's because I don't think you did
It didn't
anything.
do anything.
How do you go about rotating?
You can just click a negative space and drag. Command N.
Wait, what?
Go back in the
Oh.
Command N is the new canvas.
Wait, are you doing it the way that I was doing it?
Wait for this.
Just come over here, just click and drag the canvas.
It looks weird. Mine looks weird.
Same.
Yeah, you're good. We just want to see the
How do you zoom? How do you zoom in and out?
We'll get there in just a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Not sure what's going on. Restart ZBrush.
Is there a way that I can get rid of this?
Import it
when
in,
I'm
and hopefully then you can get it out. If not,
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh, never mind. He's gonna answer it.
I think if you go here,
Go.
what is this?
Restore.
Oh wait, I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it.
What
Just
is
leave
this?
it.
Hide, close. Okay, never mind. I always feel bad when I say his name.
All
I
right,
feel
so
like I
let's talk
butcher
about
it.
camera navigation, right? We're in 3D now, so we need to talk a little bit about how to move around. So, camera navigation in ZBrush is all based off the pen. So it's going to sound a little bit goofy. And it's basically just left click and one button over here, and we can do everything we need to do. So to orbit, I'm going to click in negative space and drag. What's going on?
Did you turn on the floor again?
In the right-hand shelf, you see the topmost orange button over there on the floor? What's going on, Kenzie?
Here, look at this. Okay. You see that? That's the whole
So
stuff.
in on the floor button, there's an X, Y, and Z. They're super tiny.
Oh my god.
there's a little tiny X, Y, and Z up there. Just make sure the Y is clicked on. Okay. All right. So orbiting, click in negative space and drag. To pan, you're gonna hold Option, click in negative space and drag. Okay. So far, pretty easy peasy. And now the tricky one. Zoom in. I'm gonna hold Alt, left click, keep my left click down, and then release Alt and drag. Option.
I was just saying.
Wait, hold Option and what?
Hold Option, left click, keep your pen down, and then release Option and drag. What's going on?
It's not.
That's going to be very. So left click is just going to be touching the pen. So camera motion is just click on the pen. When you get into anything right click wise, that's where things are going to get a little bit more interesting. But all the left click stuff is just touching.
Okay,
the pen.
how do you zoom out? I zoomed in, but I'm zooming in too
It's the
far.
same thing. Just hold Alt or Option, hold Option, left click, drag.
It's not doing anything.
What's up?
I'm zooming.
How do you want?
Let's see, I think if I go edit.
So if you got the cable, you just plug it in.
How do you zoom out? I'm zooming in. I'm trying to zoom out.
It's the same process as zooming in. You just drag the other way. Dragging on the right zooms in, dragging the left zooms out. You drag what? So hold on. Left click. Let's just put your pen to your tablet, right? Left click. Keep your pen down so that at this point you should be painting, and then just release Alt and keep dragging.
Can you come over here and actually show me?
So let's get a little bit further. I'll come over and take a look and see if you can't figure it out.
Can you just show me? Because you're telling me, but it's not.
I can. Let's get a little bit further. So we can get a list. All right. So a couple more
It's
things.
not doing anything.
You may notice all the camera motion have to deal with negative space, right? It's a little bit of a problem here like this, isn't it? Where's the negative space? No. So you have a couple of options. Just like mine, you can hit F. That's going to frame. Or anything outside this line is considered negative space. So I can click there and do all our fun stuff out there. All right, so it's going to go a little bit further before you can actually start playing, sculpting, having some fun. So here are our brushes. Our left shelf. This is the standard brush, this is the default brush. It's standard. We have our draw size here on the top shelf. That's how big the brush is. Right? Controls the size. You can see that size based on that red circle. I'm just going to dial this up a little bit. Click and drag across the surface. How's that look? A little rough?
I'm gonna get out of this.
Any guesses? What's going on? Awesome, right? There's not enough polygons. So as of right now, this is just like the mesh that we got from Maya. It is literally exactly the same mesh, right? So we can't get any detail here that we couldn't get in Maya. We don't have enough polygons to actually get into it. You'll notice at the top of our interface we have this active points. Mine's cut off because the resolution of the projector is not good. 810 active points. Not a whole lot. So I'm going to go to the tool palette, slide down to my geometry. Now there is a bit of a gotcha here because there's geometry and geometry HD. Do not go into geometry HD. A whole different bag of tricks. We're not dealing with that. That's more advanced than what we're dealing with here. And if you kind of go down that pathway,
Right here.
Oh, it's a second.
it's not really easy to come back from. So geometry, find your giant divide button. I want you to spam that a couple of times. So you see, as I hit that, I get more and more geometry, right? My barrel smooths out. My active points are going to get multiplied by 4 every time.
Did you?
Yeah, I did it, but
So for what we're doing right now, I want you somewhere around $250,000. Right? That's 200,000 to 300,000, somewhere in that ballpark.
I'm at like
Wait,
If you're at 100,000, it's too low. If you're at $500,000,
active points.
it's probably all right. But all right, now if I go and I work across the surface,
There we go.
a little bit more buttery, right?
Wait, what did you just do?
Right. So
How do you
to
make
undo,
that?
Control Z,
Control Z.
or with this little gray slider at the top. This is my undo cue. I can slide this back and forth.
Oh, okay, so now.
You notice if you go too far, it turns into a star. Right? That's because I undid my import.
Hold on.
All right, let's get some brushes here for you to work with, kind of play around with, have some fun. Oh, actually, before we do that, if you want to change the strength, let's choose the intensity. So you get your size, your strength. Also, as we were talking about, it is pressure sensitive. So if you push light, it's a light effect. Push hard, it's a stronger effect. Click on that brush icon. It's our brush palette. So all the brushes are preloaded in ZBrush. There are tons more brushes out there to download. There's some that are shipped with ZBrush that aren't preloaded.
There's play.
All right, so I'm going to leave you with a couple of brushes to play around with. The first one is going to be the Move brush. You right there? Move brush. If you want to access these quickly, hit B for brushes, M for move brushes, and a little orange letter for the third key. In this case, that's going to be D for the move brush. The move brush does more or less exactly what it sounds like. You can just take it and push and pull and
Oh, what the?
just jerk the clay around.
I have move last.
I know that kind of.
So I want you to play with the move brush.
Whoa.
I want you to play with the Dam Standard brush. Yam Standard brush. Dam Standard is going to be a little bit more of like a carved in effect. Take this, kind of work across the surface.
Oh wow. Oh nice. That's so cool. Wait, did he say car?
All right, the standard brush, right? That one that comes kind of out of the box. And I want you to play around with clay tubes,
Play
which is
tube.
going to allow you to lay down basically strips of clay on a surface.
Clay tubes. Clay tubes. Clay tubes.
All right, we're going to pause here, let you play around with that for a minute. I'm going to circle around to questions, make sure everyone's got their barrel up and running.
I don't know how to get out of this.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to zoom out.
If you're going to have fun trying to play around with the clay,
It
get
won't let
something,
me.
No, I
get
could.
something going.
No, I could. Okay. So
Yeah,
I
we
can.
both have
working or?
Oh, what happened?
Just move the camera.
What do you mean? Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. So I think if I hit option and I go like that. Oh wait.
You gotta hold the pen down. So
Oh, you
hold option, click and hold. So just click the pen down, like touch the pen and leave it there,
Okay.
and then release option and drag. Hold option,
Hold option.
touch the tablet with the pen,
Push tab button.
keep the pen down,
Okay.
release option, and then drag the pen across the tablet.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay,
Now I
how do I
feel
get out?
Okay. So you said that we can use what was the other one again?
I would say standard, move, clay tubes, and dam standard.
Oh, Control Z, right? Is that-
Control Z.
So-
What was your question?
How to get out of this focus?
Where are you trying to go?
Did you say
Just,
clay
like,
tube?
zoom out of it, because I don't want to be this far.
Okay. So if you just want to frame it, you can hit F on the keyboard.
Wait, where are they located again? I don't understand it here. But
They're in alphabetical order.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
so-
just goes, stays
Wait,
here.
what were the things again? It was clay tubes
Mhm.
and
Standard, clay tubes,
standard.
dam standard,
Wait, what was the other one?
clay tubes,
Yes.
standard,
Yeah.
dam standard, move.
Wait, what? Dam standard? Where's
Correct.
where's dam standard?
They're in alphabetical order. So
So that means I have to go to D.
hold option, then click your pen in negative space. So
And
click
then
it.
negative?
So just anywhere that's not on the
Okay.
So touch it down and keep your pen down. Release option and then drag. And then there you go.
Okay.
where were you trying to import from?
Whoop.
No, where you were going to document.
Yeah, let's go to. I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna go to the
You're
standard.
going to be bringing a tool.
I'm gonna kind of just be bringing this.
Now put the drag on the canvas.
What is standard?
Yeah, mine has been through war.
Alright, if you want to go back, what do you hit?
So you hit Control Z to undo something.
Oh,
I'm gonna go to fracture.
you said only certain ones.
Wait, we're only allowed to use certain ones, right?
I mean, you can use whatever you want.
Okay, I'm gonna use fracture then.
At this point, we're just playing around. You can always undo anyway. So.
I'm using
Okay, so you can't have to use
You see this?
That's so weird though. Like I'm looking at the.
No, it looks like it's gotten like an infection.
Oh my god, you gave it mumps. Okay. Let's go. Yeah, fracture's not as cool as I thought. What if I went to where's Crumple? I saw one that said yes. Crumple. Okay, well that does nothing.
This one's pretty cool. I bet you
The-
this one is for like hair or something.
The goggles, they do nothing. Let's go to
I did this one.
oh wait.
Is that the type of
Let me,
effect
I'm
you
gonna
want?
go to what is that? Fracture or
No,
Crumple?
Goomba.
Intensity. Let's go to 26. I'm gonna go back to here.
I can't do that. What's this?
Oh no.
So this point is starting getting there with the brushes and play with it for a little bit around and see what happens.
Yo, this one's cool. I like this one.
Yeah, I fractured my side a little bit. The barrel ones. Well, not fractured. Completely. It
I'm
is.
using this one.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna use. What is it? What's the other one? Blob. Let's see. Smooth. Nah. Let's go to. What's elastic?
I hate how this turns on here. I don't know.
Oh, I see now. Let's go to trying to find Ooh, this is gonna look like this.
Mine looks like a mess.
Oh my god. Wait, what are you using? I'm quite curious.
This one, flakes.
Flakes.
Yeah.
It
does,
looks
It
rusted.
looks like
It
little.
You look,
Well,
it
I'm
looks
kinda
like
going
acid. Acid.
Yeah, I'm going for like apocalyptic, like.
Yeah, apocalyptic. I hear
Figure
you. Wait, where's the Where's
It's
the
all the way to the.
fracture?
Look for a flake. That's
Flake.
what I did.
Fracture.
Oh.
Let me go to clay.
Now it kind of looks like microchip.
Oh my god. Look at this. Look, I used clay, and look at what I just did to my side. Look at what I did to the side over here.
Oh my god.
It looks like it was like... Oh my gosh, this is cool. Okay, I'm gonna go over to... what's it call it? It's, You said you got flakes. You see, I saw flakes, and
I'm not quite. Oh, it's down here at the bottom.
The
Oh,
bottom,
for me it is. Wait, I don't have something
because I'm cool like that. I don't know.
now. Snake hook. What's that? Oh, oh my god.
No way. You know that looks like fudge.
Yeah, it does. I think I'm gonna.
Wait.
It's what Control Z to go back.
I think so.
I think I want to do that on the back side. So it looks like kind of like it's melting or something.
What is this? The Wicked Witch of the West?
No, I'm just going for like apocalyptic feel.
I'm gonna go over to brush. I'm gonna go over to
This is
standard.
legit melting. It's like from the front you got fucking acid, from the back fucking melting. Right?
Oh, mine looks messed up.
So does mine. Well, the back side of mine does. Front side looks kind of cool.
Okay, let's go back to standard. Look at this.
Oh god, yours looked like it went through like a war zone.
Yay.
I really like the flake texture. That adds a lot of. Let's go back to.
Oh my gosh. Look at what I did to the lid. Look at.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god.
Oh, the backside of mine? I can't. Okay, there we go.
Where was I go? Wait a minute. Is there one? Oh, the rake. Yes. Look at this. I used the rake. Now this looks awesome. Control Z. Look at what I did with the rake effect. Look at that. Only the claw.
I found a move tool.
Green clumps. What if I went to polish
Look at the backside of this. It looks terrible. The front side of it.
clay tubes? I guess I could use some, clay tubes from time.
Let's see.
Yeah, mine has seen some. Yeah, it's kind of fun how this also looks the body. Look at it. Look at it. This almost looks like
An amoeba.
the body. I haven't heard that in a while. Why would you want that? Let's go to. Where do I want to go to? Broom Spike? No. Let me see. Spiral? Nah. Standard. Do a slash. There's a slash. What the- Imagine if like, there was a way to like, make it look like it was shot up or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
there is. I'm using it right now.
Well, I suppose so.
See right here. It's got like a little
Wait, what is this one?
groom blower.
Groom what?
Blower.
Blower. You see, I have groom.
Wow, look at this.
I think I have to go
Where
to
is
G.
my barrel?
I have to go to G. G. Getting G. Did you say groom blower?
Yeah. Jack mentioned
Okay, so it's whoa,
Oh,
what
it's
the
kind of more like scary.
roof? This is weird. Ugh. This is a disease just resting on the surface of my. I'm gonna take that off. I'm not gonna use a groom blower. Get that out of here.
It goes with my
Yeah,
Look at my barrel. It's
fracture.
been through so much.
Yeah.
It's got a good
I
taste.
wonder if there's ooh, I'm gonna go S. What is S?
You're telling me if you saw this in a video game, you wouldn't be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'd be very concerned. Smooth Valley. Oh snap!
This reminds me of like freaking zombie games where like people with mutations.
You're talking about The Last of Us.
Yeah. I want to play that game so bad.
I don't know what the heck is happening.
Can you even tell this is a barrel anymore?
I'm gonna use curve pinch. No, that looks weird. Fracture, brush, rake, slash. Let's check slash. How is that? How is it gonna? Oh my gosh. And if I go back
Barrel looks like it was
to
made out of meat.
brush, let's go to standard. No, not rake. I guess I could just do it. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, what's that? Give me some. Okay, so I take option, and if I hold left of the option. Is it left or right? Left.
What do you think? We have fun?
Wait, how do we go about zooming in?
Anyway,
You have to hold option or control in order to
hold
zoom.
option,
Option.
click the negative space, keep your pen down, release option, then click.
I like my barrel. Can I take a screenshot?
Alright, let's dive in a little bit further. We're working in some productivity. Right? Sculpting is fun. It's all well and good, but let's see if we can't make more efficient use of our time. I'm going to go ahead and just undo all of my stuff here. Actually, before I get too much further, I'm going to talk about materials. And so we got this like red material. This is called, but this is called Mechat red wax. This material. It's not a good material. So the problem here is it's actually going to hide some of your detail, and it'll make other details kind of stand out. It has some baked-in light information. So if you do a bunch of sculpting, you take this mesh into Maya, it's not going to look exactly the same. So if I just click on that, I personally like to use basic material 1 or 2. A lot of material options in there though. Play around, see what they look like, pick whatever is going to suit you while you're working. Right, there are a couple in here that are kind of interesting. Black color is really good if you want to check out your silhouettes. Make sure that your shapes read in 3D. Some of these can be pretty neat for checking out certain details, but obviously sometimes these can be a little bit problematic when it comes time to sculpt. Right? Seeing what the detail looks like might be a little bit tricky if there's a bunch of reflections going on. You can kind of play with these, kind of see what's going on. All right, so one of the benefits of working with a computer is symmetry. Right? ZBrush is just like everything else. Got a question?
Yeah. How did you give it to them? I'm sorry.
Do what?
How did you give it to
The material?
Yeah.
On the left-hand shelf, there's the little material sphere. Click on that. It'll generate all the swatches. You can just pick a different material.
Oh, super.
All right, so ZBrush is no different. We have
Because
symmetry
ZBrush
here
is-
too. It's going to be located under the transform palette. Notice down here a little bit, we do have our activate symmetry button. X is the hotkey. So if you just want to turn it on, you can just hit X. You can see it's going to turn it on and turn it off. With it turned on, you can see now on my surface I have dot. Brushes on the left, on the right, dots on the left. That's showing you where my other brush, right? The
I just
symmetrical
did
brush
the-
is going to be having its effect. If I come over here
Oh, you could
and kind of, do whatever,
material,
that dot is going to show you where that takes effect. Right, we can go in here too and change the axis. Notice how the x-axis is
Silver
the
ball?
default axis. We also have y and z. We have this really neat little feature called radial symmetry. So I'm going to set mine to the y-axis. Click on the R. Let's leave my radial count as the default 8 for now. Let's see now in the y-axis, equal dots. I can do whatever. Go up around, have fun, and work with that advantage of radial symmetry. What's going on?
Where's all like this stuff?
It's under the transform palette. Maybe go ahead and just undo some of this. And we'll shut that off here. Alright, so you may notice that some of these brushes have a pretty distinct tool mark. Right? Clay Tubes, for example, has this kind of like layering effect as it lays on the bits of clay. But if you hold shift, notice what happens to my brush. Can you tell me what brush it activates? Smooth. Right? So as I hold shift, now the smooth brush is active and go through and kind of smooth down some of my tool marks. Now it's important to keep in mind that the smooth brush has its own intensity. So when I hold shift, notice my intensity changes. Dial this down to something a little bit more reasonable so I don't murder all of my detail straight away. Then you kind of come in, build up some detail, smooth out where it needs to be smooth, rinse and repeat. So you get something you're a little bit happier with. Alt pretty much always does the opposite. So by default, the clay brush pulls out. If you hold Alt or Option, now it's going to push in. Right, let's move some of that out, build up some volume. Do whatever. So just
So
tap the Option key to switch the brush to do the opposite. Walk that back a little bit before I destroy the top. Alright, so at certain points in time, you're going to have areas where you want to protect some of the detail, but you're going to want to be sculpted right up against it. So, what we can do here is actually use masking. Much like Shift does smooth, Control does masking. Just going to activate my mask pen, and I can just come on here and paint my mask into place. Or I can click and negative space and drag to get a little box. So now, knowing what we knew about pushing and pulling clay with the Clay Tubes brush, how do you think I remove mask? Awesome. I'm going to hold Control for the mask brush, and Alt, I can remove mask. Just paint it off, click and drag a box, move anything into the box. Now, if I want to remove all of the mask, you don't have to go and paint it all off. Just hold Control, drag a little box, but make sure the box doesn't touch your mesh. As long as it's off to the side, it's going to strip away that mask. But with our mask active, do whatever we want, and then we go to sculpt, you're going to notice that anything under that mask is not affected. this up, clear the mask. There we go. I'm gonna walk this back a little bit further. Load a bunch of stuff. What's going on?
What's the
The fan
max?
of your-
Yeah, conception ladder, that's everything that's around it.
So if you drag the box, it's going to project it through the mesh. If you're painting on it, it's only going to affect whatever the brush would affect. So if the surface is really thin by default, it'll do both sides. But if it's thick like this, it'll only get the thin. Although if they get the
Oh, that was
so I guess
cool.
There we
I
go.
like this one.
So,
It's like
the
a
symmetry on-
silver.
That's it.
Doesn't get
The
back.
stainless steel.
Cool.
Wait, you just colored it? Or that just how it looks?
No, I just went for that one. That's how it looks.
Okay, I thought you were like, he was just
Oh,
doing.
no, no.
I actually missed it.
Okay, so you mean like
So
you have
hopefully it
a,
reflects it on the mask.
like
Yeah.
something like
And
this where
it's
we
just
have a
showing
version
us,
of the
like,
mesh and another one? Just hit
different,
Command
like,
N
ways that we
to
can
clear
use it.
the depth and off the canvas.
I don't know, I'm just. So
Alright, so it's gonna come in here real quick. Do some masking. Come on.
You've seen that video before.
Hold control. Control activates the mask brush.
Wait till that.
Let me turn on my radial
Is that
symmetry in
hold
Y.
control?
No, I think you have to hold control and actually use your.
Paint some detail.
It does the opposite effect. So I think it's supposed to. Let me show you. Okay. So okay, let me show you. So you see how that
Now if I go over to my tool palette
do that. And
and fly down to my deformation tab,
Oh,
there's a whole bunch of deformations down here. Now, deformations
But
brush
mine's
work
not
in
going
roll
to the
space,
mask.
so they kind of go off of the origin. So depending on where your mesh is in space, might be a problem. In this case, we all should be at the origin.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to take my inflate, drag that slider, pull it to the left a little bit, just going to pull that detail in. And then to kind of even out some of my faceting, I'm going to hit my polish just a little bit,
Yeah,
clear the mask,
yeah, I'm trying to find
and now I've got, some kind of detail going on.
How did you straighten the camera?
So while you're flying around, if you start heading towards the direction and hit shift, it's going to snap. So now while you're doing this, I wouldn't just hold shift and drag and do stuff, otherwise it starts acting really weird. But like, start flying towards the direction you want, then hold shift and it will snap it down.
it. It was actually good.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, how do I go? How do you switch something? Did you catch that?
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off my symmetry.
Yeah.
We'll set all this stuff back to default. In here, you kind of stroke across the surface. You can see my alpha here. Alpha is basically just a black and white image that it uses to drive that brush. So the square alpha, and every time I brush, seems to be a square that just stamp down across the surface. You gonna see how that works? It's because that's literally what's happening. And we can actually use this to our advantage. So I can hop into my stroke, down to lazy mouse, and turn on lazy mouse. Now lazy mouse is a form of input smoothing, so if you're doing some really fine lines, you can use lazy mouse to kind of even out the hand jitter. But we're going to use it for today. I'm going to take my lazy step, just step this up to something bigger than 1. Now you're going to see a little bit better what's actually going on, right? It's taking an alpha, going whack, 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 boom, bunch of squares. Fun side here, we can actually bring in our own alphas. So I'm going to click on my alpha on the shelf there, do import. Now, I've already got some alphas. For now, you can literally just Google, like, screw ZBrush alpha, dirt ZBrush alpha, find some alphas. You can make these alphas, it's just a black and white image. Going to open that. Now if I go ahead and dance across the surface, I don't really have the polygons to work with, so I'm going to subdivide again. Stamp, stamp, stamp. Look at that. Get some screws. Go ahead and turn back on my radial symmetry. I can build some screws across the surface. All right, pretty neat. What's going on?
Where's your lazy mouse again?
Lazy mouse is under stroke. It's under the stroke palette. Now, this is all well and good if you want to lay down a chain, but obviously, if you want one to be exactly in some spot, it's a little bit problematic. So here we can actually change our stroke. So instead of freehand, I'm going to go to drag rectangle. This allows me to just click and drag out and find exactly where I want that to be. Basically determine the size and the orientation, and pin it down. See, in this case, I actually get a little bit of jitter here on the side. Does anybody know what's causing that? Any guesses what's causing that?
It's wanting to put another section starting there because the radial is not complete.
In this case, that's not the case. It actually has more to do with my alpha than the symmetry settings. Any other guesses? What might be causing that? So the hint here is this alpha is a JPEG.
Okay, I'm sticking.
The resolution of your alpha.
Oh, yeah. So JPEGs are prone to artifact compress. So my image is too small. Slash, I got JPEG compression artifacts, causing this little bit of jitter on the side. So basically, on the very side, the edge of my image, instead of being perfectly black, has a couple of pixels that are a little bit gray. I'm going to go ahead and crank up my intensity so this actually pops a little bit more. Let's just crank this all the way up. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and roll with a different alpha and talk about the top and the bottom, right? So here we've got Full Sail logo, right? When I said you can make your own alphas, this is literally I just took the Full Sail logo from the Full Sail website, made the logo white, background black. That's the alpha. So anything white is going to be 100% the brush. Anything black is 0% the brush. Anything in between is in between. Okay, I'm going to turn off my symmetry. All right, so actually zoom out so you get this in a pretty decent size. All right, a little bit of faceting. Anybody know why I've got a little bit of faceting in there? So I am converting pixels to high res. My image isn't all that high res. Also, I probably don't have quite as many polygons as I need to capture that curve. But let's flip around to the bottom. Let's actually maybe mask everything off so I don't destroy it when I do this again. I'm going to mask everything except for top. Alright, drag this back out. Let's fly around to the bottom. And it's getting this way. What's going on? See that? Remember before we were talking about making that a nice grid? Right? This is why. Those polygons in the middle are still all goofy shaped. There's this really large goofy shaped quad right here. Even though everything else is nice and subdivided, the top, my little goofy shaped quad, is tucked down in the corner, so it's kind of out of the way. All right, so the last thing I'm going to do here before I let you play around some more, I'm just going to load in some Rust. just come in, take my drag rectangle. Maybe not something quite so aggressive. Put some rust on this. Do whatever you like here. Play around.
So it looks like wood or something.
Alright, so at this point, just gonna let you play around some more. Play around stuff we talked about, try some alphas if you can't find some alphas to mess with. Masking, all kind of fun stuff. Kind of roll with that a little bit longer before we talk about shading.
Well, no, it's like, what am I supposed to do exactly?
Add detail on
Play around behind you.
How do you smooth something out once you apply it?
Hold shift.
Oh, I see. That didn't really. Oh wait, the Control Z. Okay, let's hit Shift. But it shuts off my alpha.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. So I don't have to talk to him about that because that doesn't. If I hold Shift, it shuts it off. Control Z. You know, I really wish we had another instructor here because I was an assistant yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish I put some up here to like help out with Mr. Factor. Mr. Factor. Wait a minute. How do I...
Okay, just push hard.
So wait a minute. So Shift, it does that. Is that supposed to happen?
So shift is the smooth brush?
Okay, so when I go here and then if I hit Shift, it only does a little thing. It doesn't do something grand exactly. Is that supposed to happen?
Yeah, I mean it's moving it out. Your material makes it tricky to kind of see exactly what's going on. So it's using something non-reflective will make it a little bit easier to work with.
Control Z. Go to
Is there a way to change this like specific color when you're doing it?
For the material?
Yeah.
The color is usually drive by the switch swatcher because that's how it's up in the white. There's a little box on the inside. You can slide that around.
how would I go about making
Oh.
the curve, like the indents in the middle right here?
I masked off everything except for that area, and then use deformation in the tool palette.
Wait, you're telling me I don't know what you're talking about. Like if you were to say like click here, click on that, and then I would understand.
Are you taking notes?
That's the thing. I record as I try to go along.
Are you recording audio?
I'm recording both audio and what is seen.
Okay. So, do you remember how to mask?
What do you do? Just no.
Okay. So shift was smooth.
Okay.
Right. There's another hotkey to activate the mask pen.
Okay, you're trying to ask me to jog my memory and it's not working. Can you just tell me so I can just go about
Why don't
applying
you just
it?
hit some of the modifier keys, and
Well,
we'll see
what
which one changes.
modifier keys?
Shift, Control, Alt, Option, Command. Just start hitting and watch your brush. See which one activates the mask pen.
What's this supposed to do?
Whoa, okay.
There you go, masking.
Okay, and what does that do?
What does masking do?
Yeah.
Masking prevents you from doing any sculpting on the mask area.
Okay, no, but you have the center indented.
Correct. So I masked
So-
everything except for the areas that got indented.
So I'm gonna. So you masked the top, and you also masked here,
Mm-hmm.
and what did you do afterwards?
So notice how the indented areas, there's spaces there, right?
Yeah.
So everywhere that's not indented is masked.
Okay, so what did you do after this? Is what I'm asking.
I masked more. So if you wanted to end up having like lines like this that get pushed in, you need to mask the areas that don't get pushed in.
So
So instead of clicking and dragging a box across, hold and just click and drag on the surface.
what do you mean?
Just hold your mask button. You don't have to undo anything. Just hold masking and move your pen so it's over the surface, and then just click and drag. And that's how you can paint. So you just paint whatever you don't want to be manipulated.
Okay, wait. Much part is smaller than 74 is probably good. So, and now is this gonna go all the way around?
If you have radial symmetry on it, it does. Otherwise, it's only going to be wherever you touch.
Okay. No. Okay. Let's go back to there. Go back to that. Okay. Just turn that around. Okay. So now that I've got this covered,
Okay, so now you want to pull that center area in.
okay. How do I go about doing that?
So over here, scroll down. So scroll and ZBrush is going to be a click and a drag. Remember, it's all built for the pen. Okay, click and drag. And we're looking for deformation.
Okay.
Cool, click on it. And then down here we have inflate. Just take the little slider, grab it, and drag it to the left just a little bit. That's how it starts to suck that in.
Cool. And then if I just want to undo it, I just
Yeah, you can do it.
just Control Z, right?
Or you can grab this little light gray box and just slide it back and forth. That's your EQ. So if you want to do more than a couple, you can just drag it wherever you want it to go.
All right. Cool. Okay. Oh, right. I think.
You
There.
can just drag it back to right.
All right.
Awesome.
And so, was there some other things that you did some other things like pretty?
And other than that's basically just sculpting, adding alphas.
Okay. Okay. So how did you get the curves? Like when you started to, you see how it spins around?
That was the stuff we just went over. Mask off whatever you don't want to affect. Take your inflate.
Oh, so you actually put black marks across?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, time to just go in here.
Oh, it's not.
Alright. So wait, what's that? Wait, what alpha are you in use of?
Alpha, this one?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's called.
Is it Alpha 57?
No. It's the brush alpha?
Control Z.
want to create like bowl, but I'm not quite sure. Let's see.
Command, Control Z. Oh. Okay, where did I go to? Okay, let me see if I can find it. Let me see where I can go to get this. Was it Sweet? Oh. It's not fancy, but. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
You can inflate it. How he went about adding shapes. You know what I'm saying?
He like did stripes.
No, I'm not talking like the middle, but you know like how on the top it looks like there's like they're perfect circular, not indentations. Because if it was indented, it'd be going inward, but it's more outward. So
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna see if I can get his attention. Helps. You know what? Actually, when you post that video online, because it's better if you upload that video onto YouTube, and I would recommend doing it tonight.
I
You
have a
can.
YouTube video though. I don't have like a channel.
What is your girlfriend have a channel? I would recommend getting a channel then, because trying to actually share it at that capacity would be very difficult. And making a channel is fairly quick.
Yeah.
Because if you can just share that with me, like send me the what is it, the link, and I was like, hey Louie, I just uploaded this on my YouTube channel. Here's the link. You can just text it to me or email it to me. Okay. Here it is. Come back around.
I think I'm done with mine.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I think.
If you got like a screw out there or something, you can take that laser down, turn it on. You can try something like 12x1, and then if you drag, you can stamp it down. And then that lazy step is the value. Okay. Done.
So how did you go about, like, on the top, like around here? You don't have indentations, but you kind of have things like his face is kind of sticking out.
That was just radial symmetry.
Wait. Was it? Did you use this to do that though?
To do what?
To go about with the radial symmetry. Like, what? How did you do? Like, what was your?
So go to the transform palette where the symmetry is.
Again, where
The transform palette, right? Palettes are at the top. Transform.
Okay.
Symmetry is down here. Turn it on.
Wait, where's symmetry?
It's right where you're at.
Here. Okay.
Cool. Click it. All right. So X is the default. For what we're doing right now, we don't want X. So click X to shut it off. Click Y to turn on the Y-axis, and click the R to turn on the radial. And now let's go out of the palette, and then notice you'll get all those dots. So now if you go to sculpt, you're going to get everywhere there's a dot. Whatever you sculpt is going to happen.
Sculpt. So I'm just like click
Click
on
and
it.
drag on the mesh, you'll see. There you go.
And that's it?
Yep.
Wait, they seem to kind of be going into each other though. Wait, are they spaced out? How will?
Yeah, it's evenly spaced around the world space grid. So if you moved anything, wherever it got moved, it's not going to be exactly even, but it's going to be even around that axis.
Okay. And how do I deactivate it if I don't want it?
You say X again.
Hit
X will shut it off, or go back and transform.
Will X turn it back on? Then?
Yes, X is the hotkey to turn it on and shut it off.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right, and then like, what other things did you like show us besides? Because I already know of this to go about doing that. Like, was there anything else that you may have gone through?
We did alphas. If you just want to download an alpha, you just Google like ZBrush Rust Alpha or something, and then here you put it into your alpha. And here just like pick like something.
Anything. And when you download it, so like, how would I go about doing it? Would I hit import? And I would have to
once you
find
download it, you hit import and find it,
Okay.
and then it will be loaded in here. And like, just go
Okay.
ahead and pick like one of those ones.
Yeah, I actually used this earlier to make like
Oh.
the scratches.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, then you can just use that to.
yeah. And wait a minute. When you downloaded the logo, is that where it ended up? It ended up in the alpha,
There's one there.
or the Full Sail logo? Where did that end up in? Was it an alpha, or was it a texture?
You put it. So if you want to affect your brush like I did up there, that'd be an alpha.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So as far as I'm concerned, so how do you want us to go about when we do you want us to screen capture it in ZBrush or put this back?
It's going to be in ZBrush, but I'll get to that here in just a minute.
Okay. So you're actually going to be going.
Yeah.
How did you make scratches?
Oh, you're talking
All
about
right.
over
So
here?
before we end lecture
Oh,
today,
I went to
one last thing
alpha,
we need to cover.
and I went to 57.
Save,
Oh,
save the word.
57.
So who thinks it's as easy as just go and save it? I'm done. A couple of chuckles let me know. At least a few of you. No, it is not that easy. Well, it is once you know where to go. So in ZBrush, there are 3 ways to save. 2 ways are okay. The third way, if you save that way, you're going to have to redo everything with respect to save what you want. Alright, so in the tool palette, remember that's where we kind of live and breathe. The tool palette, save as at the top. It's a good way.
Tool.
It'll save your tool. Your tool is basically your mesh and all of its subdivisions. The lightest, smallest, arguably
Did you
one of the
save
best
as?
files to save out of ZBrush for your
I
best
think you go to
stuff.
tool and save as, right?
Right, so if you only remember one way to save, tool, save as, that's a good way. File save as, this is going to save the ZBrush project, a CPR file. Now this one, still alright, not going to ruin your week, but your hard drive might not be too happy. So these files will save your mesh, your subdivisions, your canvas settings, your material selections. You can even go so far, as you may notice here, as to save your undo history. Now let's say you've been working for 3 or 4 hours, you're saving your undo history. How big do you think the file's going to be? Pretty massive, right? So that's the problem with the CPRs. Even with simple files, if you're saving enough stuff, your file's going to get to be 2, 3, 5, 10 gigabytes. How long do you think it takes for ZBrush to load a 10 gigabyte file? Long time. How stable do you think it is if you try to load 10 gigabytes in memory? Not very stable. Right, so you can save this way if your mesh and your scene are fairly simple. Not that big a deal. If you're doing anything with any complexity, that file is going to get real big, real quick, and things get a little bit dicey. The third way is under document. If you save under document, you are basically throwing your work away. Remember how ZBrush is 2.5D? When we opened it, our barrel was there, but you couldn't fly around it, you couldn't sculpt. If you save your document, that is what you're saving. It's basically a picture of your mesh, not the mesh itself. So just to circle back around, save under the tool palette. If you just save under the tool palette, it'll make your life so much easier. The files are going to be small and light, they're easy to load, they're easy to transfer around, they're easy to email to yourself. I'm just come in here real quick, and I will save mine.
What do you save it as?
All right, so as far as your lecture activity is concerned, that's what I'm looking for. Now your barrel doesn't have to look like mine. Just a screenshot in ZBrush with sculpting done to it. Just do
1802.
something.
Full drum save
I'm not
to
particular about
desktop.
how it looks. If it looks like a Picasso, that's fine. I just want to see you in ZBrush, working with your clay, doing something to the oil drum. Cool.
Oh no.
This is still a high res. For the screenshot, just whatever your sculpt. I just want to see the oil drum with some sculpting done to it. If it's high res, if it's low res, as long as I can see you sculpted on it, I'm happy.
When you say, did you change the Maya part to ZBrush?
When I saved in this case, I stripped it out. It's a ZTL, which is a ZBrush file, so I know it's ZBrush.
Never mind that answer.
Same question. Yeah, when you're saving the ZBrush version, I stripped off the Maya and low because I have my subdivisions in that file, so it's not technically a low, it's my low and my high and everything in between. And I stripped off the Maya because it's a ZTL, so it's a ZBrush file. But once I actually go and export OBJs again in the future, I'll go back to that naming convention that we were using earlier. Cool? Any questions, comments, concerns? Curiosities? Anything at all? How we feel about ZBrush?
All right.
Yeah?
All
We're
right.
having fun today?
It's okay.
Yes, it is. All right, awesome. No question. That is all I've got for you, and then you've got until 3:15.
I'm gonna call this ZBrush project oil drum Ortiz. ZBrush project oil drum Ortiz. I'm just gonna hit save and save it to my desktop. I'm gonna